Hello, Leo, and welcome to Cosmic Brew Tarot. I'm Oscar, and also welcome to my new recording space. I'm no longer recording in my bedroom, which is nice. This is actually this is the second bedroom that we had a roommate living in. This used to be my recording space, um, and yeah, it's nice to be back. It's nice to have my microphone and my ring light and my camera and just get and have a dedicated space that just belongs to me for this and to us. So this is going to be a 2024 reading for basically the whole year. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a retrospective of 2023, what we've learned and experienced, and what we're taking into 2024, and how to best proceed into 2024 to have a better, uh, higher level year than 2023. And I'm going to be doing it in 4 specific areas, which I pulled out of the Spellcaster's Oracle deck. We're going to talk about love. We're going to talk about career. We're going to talk about prosperity. And we're going to talk about new beginnings. Yep. So first, we'll talk 2023. So I'm going to be using a combination of the Spellcaster's Oracle deck to talk about the theme of 2023 and then also of 2024. And then we'll clarify with the Tarot of Dreams. So, Leo, let's begin. Thank you so much for joining me. And as a reminder, this is a general collective reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node, or just very heavy prominent placements in your chart. This means that not everything here is going to apply to every single Leo. So this is your opportunity to use and train your discernment and your intuition to properly apply the lessons, the teachings, whatever it is that you come away from this reading with, the nuggets that you take away are meant for you, and leave what does not have anything to do with you, because you do not need to make energies fit that are not yours. You're already dealing with plenty all on your own. All right. Now I'm shuffling all the decks, infusing that Leo energy. Let's talk about love in 2023. Let's get a card for that. We have travel. Okay. This to me feels more like I immediately heard the word expanse. For some of you, this might have meant moving on from a relationship. Grass is greener on the other side, moving on, deciding that, something needs to be left behind in order for you to move forward. But for others of you, this might literally mean new horizons, new adventures. Love feeding your zest for life, so to speak. Wanting to get these new experiences, wanting to grow. And if not just for yourself, ideally, right? Grow together. It's very pretty energy. Let's go ahead and clarify that with some tarot here. 3 cards, please, for love travel. All right, so we're opening with Queen of Cups in reverse. I'm getting a lot of Queen of Cups energy in these readings lately. It's interesting. 4 of Wands in reverse. Ooh, okay. Hold on. Okay, these two want to come out. Palace of Cups in reverse, and Four of Cups. Now, the Palace of Cups is unique to the Tarot of Dreams deck. There's Palace of Cups, Palace of Swords, Palace of etc. for all the suits. And the Palace is meant to embody the environment that all of the court cards for the suit live in. So the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups, etc. And I'm going to go ahead and read Palace of Cups. But this is already very intense, interesting energy. There's lots of cup energy in here. I'm noticing that we have the Queen of Cups in reverse with the Palace of Cups, in which she would reside, right? Both of these are in reverse. The Four of Wands represents home, right? This is also in reverse. And the Four of Cups, so we have two fours, which are about, it's a number of stability. Four of Cups is a settled, bored, apathetic emotion. It's kind of a feeling of like, it's not inspiring. What I'm already getting from all of this is you are so uninspired. Probably to a point of, why bother? I could see why you would want to break free and just do something different and something new with love, because what is currently going on here is frankly just kind of driving you batty. It's to a point, and it's not even batty, like you're not how could I best put this? You're not lashing out and you're not acting out, but you're just disillusioned. There's a really heavy sense of disillusionment here. Let me read the Palace of Cups entry in here. And as a reminder, this is just, it's meant to be, what I'm reading is going to be as though it was in the upright. So when we're talking about this in reverse, as I'm reading this, understand there's going to be a flipping of what this is. In other words, this is the shadow aspect of what I'm reading. So the Palace of Cups is a cool, serene environment where subtle moods can be explored. The plants on the seafloor represent mysterious processes in our subconscious, which can only be revealed in quiet and gentle circumstances. The jellyfish indicate messages and dreams which slowly rise from the ocean's depths. Knights of Cups stand guard to protect the vulnerable, delicately formed flora and fauna. Now, in conjunction with this reverse Four of Wands, and the fact that this palace is in reverse, it means that this environment is not cool and serene. The moods are not subtle. As a matter of fact, a Queen of Cups in reverse is a very moody person indeed. This is your environment, wherever you are currently residing, is not conducive to much. It's not particularly inspiring, is it? And that's why we're yearning to just kind of break free and do something new, something different, something exciting, something to refresh the energy. However, in a Four of Cups situation, sometimes cups are presented to you by the universe, and you look at it and it's like, do I really want to go through this again? Do I really, like, I know how this is going to end up, right? It's kind of saying, this isn't going to be it either. It's writing it off before you accept the cup that's being offered. Because you've already been dealing with a lot of this kind of crap that you don't want to really deal with anymore, especially in the same way. Um, if a cup is going to be presented to you, it better be really obvious that it's going to, and when we say present a cup being presented to you, what we mean by that in tarot world is when an opportunity that has an emotionally fulfilling um, prospect lands serendipitously in front of you, or someone offers you their cup. In other words, someone approaches you and says, hey, let's get together, let's talk, I'd like to maybe make something more serious. You might be looking at that and being like, no, no thanks. Mm. I see you really needing to break free from an environment and really focusing a little bit more on yourself and having a little additional, it's like finding, this is the kind of energy that's like get your groove back. Find, how do we get your groove back? Because this is it's very much like I'm not this is not a priority for me right now. I've been there, done that. I've had my fill. This is about as much as I can take for now. It's not it's not bringing me anything that I actually need. So any offers that are being made to me, those are being put on standby, on hold, or just rejected outright because it's like, I'm not up for it. That's been your 2023. Just not up for it. For career in 2023, truth. Very interesting. So, this mirror that's being held up, right? There's like a shine here that I'm seeing above this career tree, like on the crown of the career tree. Like you're just starting to see the tip of the iceberg when it comes to your career and your growth in it, and what it means to you. We're just starting to see the tip of the tree, so to speak. Let's clarify this with some tarot. I want to know what are we talking about here? Right now I feel very practical energy. All right, let's see. The devil. Two of Swords. And the Nine of Swords in reverse. Yeah. Well, jeez. Okay. I'll tell you what I'm seeing here. So the Two of Swords represents an indecision. It represents a choice in some way, but not really understanding the severity of, or the severity of the consequences of each choice, and just kind of being stuck in a place of like, I don't know what to pick, so I'm not I need to wait it out. I need a little more time to gauge this, right? But there's a blindfold put on this person, and that's holding the swords. They can't actually see the swords. They just kind of have to feel the thoughts. Swords represent thoughts and communication. And so it's just holding the swords and having to make a decision based on feeling, where truth would be a better something that's more objective, right? We see it for what it is would be more helpful. And when it's sitting in the center of two cards like this is really giving me the idea of these are the two extremes. These are the two swords, right? And they're very different. One here, the devil, is a contract, a certain tie, a certain restriction, a certain gravitational pull that you feel trapped and enslaved by in some way, that you continue to feed because you are getting something out of it, but but it comes at a cost, and it comes at a heavy cost, right? And on the other side is the Nine of Swords in reverse, where we're talking about despair, worry, and anxiety. And to me, this is almost kind of like better, like, is it better, truly better, the devil I know, than something I don't know at all? Am I going to go from a bad situation into an even worse situation by breaking free of this? And it's hard to make a choice. It's hard to make a choice to free and liberate yourself from a career situation that is not quite serving you the way that you'd like it to. In a way that makes you feel empowered. This isn't an empowering situation. Is not an empowering situation. In other words, you've just started to see that truth. You've started to see something that isn't really quite working for you, but it is working for someone else. It's almost like a feeling of you're being taken advantage of, but in a way that you agreed to be taken advantage of. And that doesn't feel great. But what's your other option? It's almost like the other options that you think of just feel even worse than this, which is how the devil maintains its control and its power. Because if you feel and think like you're left with no alternatives, then you're going to be too scared to unchain yourself and release yourself from this devil's power. And thus, you're left in a state of indecision. You could be looking at the truth in the face, saying, like, I'm obviously being subjugated and taken advantage of in some way, in a way that I am not pleased with. But what I'm getting in return is better than this is the devil I know. Better the devil I know. Well, we'll get back to that. Prosperity in 2023. For Leo, we have peace. Peace and prosperity. It's very holidays. When I look back at this devil energy that you have going for your career, it's hard to argue with the results of what you've chained yourself to. When you're feeling like what you've created for yourself is fine. It's good. It brings you a certain level of satisfaction. It's helping you in some way move forward and feel accomplished and feel like you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. Let's clarify with some tarot here. 3 cards for peace. 3 cards for peace, prosperity, Leo. We have 10 of Cups in reverse. 6 of Cups. And the Tree of Life. So this is another special card in this deck. And this is meant to represent something even bigger than just you and your energies. This is like the energies of the world. In other words, your contribution to the overall tapestry that is life. And we're back in this cups energy, which I think is interesting because when we were talking about career, we're dealing with swords instead of thoughts. When we were talking about love is when we were dealing with cups, right? Emotions. Now we're back to these emotions. 10 of Cups in reverse, and 6 of Cups. So in other words, something in... Okay, 10 of Cups upright is an emotional fulfillment, like happily ever. This is the happily ever after card. In reverse, something just feels completely wrong. Like you've attained everything that's supposed to have brought you the happiness that you probably felt. In other words, sorry, I'm jumping ahead. 6 of Cups, card of nostalgia, card of the past, card of memories, right? Childhood. So you might have met the criteria that you have set for yourself as a child, that you said you were going to do, only to arrive at it and be like, wow, this isn't exactly what I have. This isn't exactly what I pictured it would be. It doesn't feel the way that I felt it would feel back then when I had set out to accomplish what I've accomplished. And I think you're looking at things from a much bigger scale and perspective than you had when you were a child. You know, when we are growing up, there is a certain pressure to figure out what are your talents, what are your dreams, and work towards them, right? And you have to like really push yourself and think about where you're going to land in life. And the sooner that you can get started, the more advantages you have later, right? So if you go into college knowing exactly what major you're going to follow, that it gives you a big level up, a big advantage over someone that's still kind of waffling around and uncertain about what they're going to do. And that's great. But then but if you make these decisions too quickly and too soon without having a lot more life experience, a lot more of an understanding that you don't really get when you're 16, 17, 18 and applying to colleges, right? You've been sheltered in a school system mainly and in your home, and dependent on people like your family. And so now that you are looking at all of this from a more macro perspective, in other words, what is this all amounting to? You've settled. You've settled and you know it because you are tied to this idea that you had for yourself, that you very stubbornly stuck to, right? And some of it might still be applicable. I'm not saying that like you made the completely wrong choice as a child and now you're playing now it's you have to undo it all, dismantle it all. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is that in the pursuit of the thing that you set out to do early on, you have arrived, realized this isn't it, and now you need to make adjustments. And to make these adjustments, you're looking at a big scale, and you're also going back to the drawing board and looking at your notes. It's almost kind of like you look at the formula that you did on the Beautiful Mind style, right? Like this is, if I do this, then I do this, then I do that, then I will achieve this. And it's almost like you're looking back at it all and you're revising the formula. You're revising the formula so that it works out better for you, and so that you can feel that emotional fulfillment, so that you can um, have an even more, feel more at ease and at peace. Because I still feel like there's something here that you're trying to get a grasp on and you haven't quite been able to. So far, your only major arcana, aside from this Tree of Life, which is not really a major arcana, this is like a specialty card, right? But so far, the only one has been the Devil. And I feel the weight of that Devil in this reading. All right. Let's talk about new beginnings. Well, psychic abilities just kind of like dropped out. But before I go that way, it dropped out, but it was already on the bottom of the deck. Like I didn't pick it up properly. So that's why I'm not taking it. I just wanted to mention it in case. New beginnings 2023. We have willpower. Yeah. Well, Leos are known for their willpower. Again, when you're dealing with a lot of all of this that you've been dealing with in 2023, I'm not surprised that you are summoning whatever you have within you to create a better world for yourself. And for those that you love. You've had to summon up a lot of motivation to keep pushing through and figure out what the hell you're going to do. Because when you're sitting in this state of indecision and apathy and like, maybe the path I went on wasn't exactly has turned out to not be as fruitful and fulfilling as you wanted it to. Now the question ultimately lies in, how do I make my life more fruitful and fulfilling? And recognizing that your life is not where you want it to be can be very depressing. And thus you are pushing through that and knowing that, like, no. I still have the power and to control my destiny here and make sure that, like, I don't let these kinds of like emotions negatively dictate my next steps. That said, those emotions are still there. And as you deal with them and these microscopic lens are being put on these areas of your life and you're realizing, wow, this isn't it. That does affect your emotional state. So you push through. You push through because you know that cannot be something that you allow yourself to be affected by. So we have the Chariot. This is like the card of willpower aside from strength as well. It's about pushing forward, plowing forward. So very much what I was talking about. We have the Knight of Swords, also a very fast moving energy. This is the second fastest moving, third fastest moving. Actually second fastest. It's third. There's Eight of Wands, Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands. So anyway, fast moving energy is here. And the Emperor in reverse. We're charging full speed ahead. This energy feels a little misguided. It feels very direct, like you know exactly what you want to achieve, but in the process of doing so, I see you. This reverse emperor is really throwing me off, because what this is doing is it's it's favoring a um get out of my this feels like very get out of my way, or I will push you out of my way. I will make you get out of my way. And that can be harmful and toxic. I commend this strength of character and of desire to achieve what you want to achieve at any cost. But you and I should both know, that at any cost is too much. There are certain costs that you should not be willing to pay, as evidenced by all of this that you've been thinking about. Do not let the frustration, the indecision, and the apathy, this listlessness that you're feeling, get the better of you to where you are damaging and undermining people to obtain what you want. Don't do that. Do not do that. Just don't. Don't steamroll anybody. This is steamrolling kind of energy. Like your willpower, your will, your decisions take precedence over everyone else. Steamroll without a care of what anyone else has to say or think about it, or does. No, we don't care. We don't care. You've probably already done some of that in 2023. I think you're seeing the consequences of that in 2023, and you might still be dealing with those consequences in 2024, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and into 2024. Let's go back to love. We had talked about travel for love in 2023. In 2024, we're going to talk about finding. So very much in line with what I was talking about. We are looking for something better than what we had before. What brings you this level of excitement and want? What's inspiring you? What's inspiring you to live life with love, with the best, highest version of yourself and of others? You're looking for it. Nine of Cups in reverse. Yeah. We're learning what is not making us feel content, satisfied, in place. Two of Wands. Ooh, this is going to be in the middle again. So like the Two of Swords, this is a Two of Wands. This is also a choice. This is a crossroads. So between the Nine of Cups in reverse and the Page of Swords. I still feel like, okay, these are your choices. Okay, when we're talking about love and finding, okay, your choices: continue to be unhappy, or start learning what you actually want. The devil you know, or the unknown? Because this Page of Swords doesn't know shit. What they know is that they don't know shit, and they're willing to learn. Right? Pages are small energy, they're youthful energy, they're learning, they want to learn. And the Nine of Cups in reverse is already telling me, like, okay, I already know what I currently know. And what I currently know is this isn't really fulfilling. I can stay in this, or I can take a leap and find maybe what I want out of love. What more do I want out of love? Is it okay for me to ask to go for something like that? Like, if you're already in a relationship, for example, you might be thinking, well, I've been in a relationship for X amount of time, and it was something to me once in a certain way, but now I'm starting to feel like, well, it's still there. You know, what it means to me is still there, but there's something that is just not, that it's not there for me anymore, or has never been there, and it's just becoming a bigger and bigger, like something that you were like, okay, well, I can live without something, you know, I'm willing to settle on X need or desire or whatever in order to have all of these other amazing qualities that this person brings in my life. And I think now the lack of what you gave up, what the fact that you have settled is the part that keeps you unsettled, and so the lack is becoming bigger and bigger and more noticeable. But to a point where you don't even really understand what it is. It's almost like this. It's this void space. It's this untraversed void space that probably scares the crap out of you. But if you move into it from a place that is more heart-centered and focused and calm, I think you're going to find easier answers than not traveling, not traversing, not looking at these new horizons and learning by experience. But again, I ask you, is it better the devil you know? Go to career, since we're gonna, you know, speaking of the devil, protection. Yeah. This feels very much like we are trying to figure out what to protect. Do we protect our energy, or do we protect what we have built for ourselves thus far, that what we have put our energy into? And what do you need protection from? Let's see, for career and protection, 10 of coins in reverse. So, oh boy. Okay, this one just flipped over. We have faith in reverse. So this is the Hierophant. And judgment. The 10 of coins would typically represent legacy and structure and stability and like a lifelong, like, yes, this is mine, this is tangible, this is real, this brings me wealth, abundance, right? These are the structures that that I'm a part of, that I maintain and maintain me in return. And under career, and with the 10 of coins in reverse, and with protection, what is it that you are upholding by allowing yourself to remain subjugated to this construct? You know, I'm going to bring back this devil and this Two of Swords and Nine of Swords. Like we said, better the devil we know, but between a Ten of Cups in reverse and a Ten of Coins in reverse, I'm seeing you really, really struggling with the point of what you have, because it doesn't really quite feel like you are happy with it at all. It is not it. It's just not it. I keep seeing this throughout everything. It's not it. And now here is what I'm seeing in 2024. When we have faith in reverse, we are rebelling against the norms and structures that society says are correct. So in other words, a steady job and a home, right, in a nice little suburb somewhere with your 2.5 kids, or freelance, traveling the world with a significant other that has the zest for life and living experiences and making and learning things outside of the prescribed societal box. And here's Judgment. This is you making the decisions that are best for you. Judgment is a mixture of head and heart. And with all of these swords and cups energy happening around here, I'm not surprised that Judgment is here telling you what is your heart and your head saying. Where's that middle ground? I can see why you have these crossroads cards in the middle. You have the Two of Swords and the Two of Wands. Again, the choices. Is it better the devil you know? The one that's not really bringing, like, on paper, it's giving you certain things that you wanted, but then there's things about it that are just not fitting with your needs, your desires for life. You seem so unsatisfied. It's draining. And you just want to break free from all of it. But there's this very intense need to protect what you've built for yourself. And so this is where I have to ask you, are you trying to protect something out of your ego or because of the story that you have told yourself? Or are you protecting it because you don't know what you would even do without it? If you've relied on a certain source of income or a certain source of support and you cut yourself off from it, what's going to be in its place? Is it going to be the same? Is it going to be worse? Are you going to allow yourself to fall into the same pattern with something new? Because I don't think so. I mean, when you really think about it, why would you repeat a pattern? Why would you go ahead and dismantle something here, cause a whole bunch of heartache and confusion and disappointment for yourself and for others, only to repeat the cycle with something else, something new? We have to be thinking outside of the box here. Very far outside of the box. I would advise that for 2024 in your career and your goals. is to think outside of the box. I think as you are doing your, see, because here's something else that I'm noticing with finding and with protection. Butterfly, butterfly. Lone and small, but still the butterfly symbolizing transformation. We it's floating around these concepts and trying to make sense of them in a way that makes most sense to you, not to other people, right? In order to take charge of your life and be true to what it is that you want, you do have to break out of these concepts that have placed you in this box, have tied you to this, like, to this devil, this energy, the if you want to be successful, this is how you do it. And you know that you're done with that, but you don't quite know how to escape from this construct. And so now it's a question of, okay, visualize yourself outside of this construct entirely. Feel what that feels like. How do you feel? And if it feels good, go for it. How do you get from point A to point B? If it doesn't quite feel as good, but there's things that you like about it, start acknowledging what those things are that you like and re-envision. Continue to envision what is this alternative life, this timeline change for yourself where you will feel fulfilled, where you can have your 10 of coins and your 10 of cups in the upright, where this place in the tapestry of life feels like you did your absolute best to live life for you and for the ones that you love, but that it's fulfilling in a way that actually fills you up, that isn't draining, that doesn't feel like you're just letting things go by. Let's talk about prosperity in 2024. These two cards are stuck together, so I'll take them both. Manifestation and financial health. For prosperity. That's beautiful. And it goes very much in line with what I'm talking about. You know, I know that a big concern for you, and I see it here, the big concern for you is abundance, it's wealth, it's being on top of your game, it's being able to show, like, I have worked hard and this is what I have to show for it, right? But what you have to show for it has now just become a display. What I'm getting from all of this is that, like, you have a display, but do you take pride in this display anymore? And in this process between 2023 and moving forward into 2024, I see you making these steps to create something that's even more abundant and more in line, aligned with you and what you want to see for yourself. Something that feeds you financially still, right? That takes care of you, but that also is good for you on a soul level. Yeah, look, King of Wands. This is big picture, visionary, entrepreneurial energy. I mean, this is someone who is going to make things happen they're looking at a bigger picture. They have stepped out of the box and they have said, I can either live in the box or I can live outside of the box. I have the freedom of choice to decide where I land in the box, in relation to the box. The Lovers. Ooh. Harmony and the Knight of Coins. So we are looking, okay? We want what? Okay. This is actually really great energy. This is, I need my soul fulfilled first, because that will give me the energy to do the slow work. The Knight of Coins is the slowest moving knight. It is an action taker, but they are doing everything very methodically, right? Making sure that all of the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, step by step, little process, okay? It's almost like here's the boss, King of Wands, and then the Knight of Coins is the worker. It's the employee. And the Lovers in the center is saying like this is a good match. And I'm not saying that this is a match specifically with another person, though maybe that is part of it, right? Someone who will help you to manifest what you're trying to achieve. But I feel like this is more inside of you. This is more internal, because in your love section, like I'm seeing like a lot of revising and disenchantment, right, with that. So what I'm seeing more so here is you're taking into account what fills you up inside, what lights you up, what inspires you, and you're willing to go ahead and acknowledge that it's going to take a lot of work and time and dedication to get there, but you're willing to do it. It feels good to you. It's giving you a certain romantic zest for your life back, and it's making you feel more in control of your life in a way that you already had control of your life prior. But I think that you're in this place where it's like, okay, I might have had control of my life, but am I living life for me anymore? Does it feel good to me to be in this box when I could be doing something outside of the box that is more fulfilling, that gives me that is part of a long-term vision for yourself and for your life? For New Beginnings 2024, we have animals. Maybe you're getting a new pet. Maybe you want a new pet. Maybe that'll do you some good. When I see animals, I think your place in the ecosystem, right? Again, taking this back to this tree of life. Your place in the ecosystem. Are you the king of the jungle? Are you the Leo that you're meant to be, the lion, right? Here you go. Eight of Wands. So remember I was talking about the fast moving energy? I love that this is Chariot and Nine of Swords, right? Fastest moving energies in the deck. And then Eight of Wands, the other fast moving energy in the deck. This is the second fastest. So you have a lot of fast moving energy in your New Beginnings. I see you really taking the time. Four of Coins. And I'm going to take this card as well. And the Palace of Coins. Let me read Palace of Coins to you. This is very in line with what I've been talking about thus far, though. It is about moving forward with something that brings you a certain sense of stability and control, but in a way that feels abundant and correct for you, that inspires this kind of burst of energy of this is what I'm here to do. This is my place. This is my seat of power. And it's very like King of the Jungle kind of vibe. It's very, very on brand for you, Leo. So here, Palace of Coins. I think you're going to like this one. The other palaces are fun places to visit, but the Palace of Coins is where we live. Here is where we feel safe and secure, which is represented here in this Four of Coins, the card of safety, security, and just reserving our energies here. Where we can tend to our earthly needs, where we can be kings and queens of our own castle. Here also we can experience the four elemental energies as fully human attributes: the intellectual owl, the impetuous deer, the moody frog, and the mundane mouse. So the intellectual, the impetuous, the moody, and the mundane. The mountains in the background are more distant than the Palace of Wands. The dreams and goals remain, but home is always waiting when we need a rest from the journey. This is your time. This is your time to be to set the goals for yourself that you need to set. Make the right judgment calls. Find that place of balance within you between your vision and the hard work that it's going to take, right? Let's not... This reverse emperor energy is what we want to stay away from because it's not going to serve you. When we say the reverse emperor energy, we're talking about someone that is domineering, that is rigid, that is tyrannical, right? Someone who's abusing their strength and their strength of power and character and their standing. We don't want to do that, okay? Because that puts you out of balance with this overall tapestry, this tree of life. And it takes away from the beauty of what you built for yourself, right? If it's built off of the backs of others in a way where you've stomped on people to get to this, it's not the same as if you were able to build this with love and harmony and vision and inspiration and hard work, dedication. I know that you're upset. Listless is more of the word. It's it feels stuck and stagnant. It feels like, again, just trapped. Go back to that devil energy. I'm looking at this, at all of this lack of I don't want to say lack of vision, because I see vision occurring, but I feel like you're fundamentally dealing with issues of what once worked for me is no longer working for me. And because of that, you are reprioritizing your priorities. You are reimagining what you've imagined before. When you've obtained the things that you've imagined, that you've wanted, the goals that you've met, now you're here and now you're realizing, okay, well, now I need to set new goals. I can't just sit here and accept that I've reaped what I've sown, and this is what I have to show for it. This is what I have on display, right? I remember using that phrasing before. This is what I have to display for it. This is what I have to show for it. And I have to just kind of take it as is. No, you don't. This is now your opportunity to say, okay, where am I moving from here? Setting new goals, setting new visions, and feeling like those are the ones that are for you. Okay? This is your time to do it. All right, Leo, I'm going to give you a final message from the Cosmic Journey Oracle, and it is: find your star family in this cosmic game of hide and seek. Okay, let's read the entry. I feel like this is going to be a nice piece of advice for you. Part of your mission here on Earth is to put the gang back together. It's time to assemble your star family, whose members were dispersed like seeds to the solar wind. There's a cosmic hide and seek we all play until we meet again in the most serendipitous and magical ways. Then something clicks. A deep knowing of sharing something more than just this moment together across multiple lifetimes. Holding up this Tree of Life card again. Once the gang is back together, and actually that's so interesting because the Six of Cups, which it was attached to, is representative of family as well, right? And soulmates and things like that. So when we're talking about the star family, I can see where this is coming from. And this, as a reminder, came from your 2023 prosperity and peace section. So whatever that meant to you, maybe dive into that a little bit deeper to give yourself some additional perspectives here. Okay. Once the gang is back together and the circles have been formed, there's another level of assemblage needed to bring these lights together in even greater circles for an even greater purpose. Bring you back to this reverse emperor energy. Don't do this. I'm going to instead have you look at this King of Wands, Lovers, Knight of Pentacles, Palace of Coins. Build. Lead. A question for you to meditate on or to journal about. Who do I have a special connection with? How are we connected in the galactic game? And a question to help, an action to help you manifest. Come up with names for your own circle. What is this gathering's greater purpose? You know, we talked a lot about being inside of a box. And this has been a box of your own making. This has been a box of other people's making as well, right? Like of society, of what has been, what you once thought was the answer and the methodology to obtain this feeling of Palace of Coins, but realizing that now that you have it, you don't have it. And so instead, we're being asked, where do you fit in the world? What is a greater fit for you than what you're currently in? It's kind of like when you buy a suit that it's the classic suit. It's the one that, everybody looks good in. And you put it on. And yeah, looks good. But then you go to a tailor and they suit it to your body and now it looks excellent. And then you go to a stylist and they change out the tie. So now it has this in the shirt and maybe the cufflinks, accessories, things to like the better shoes. We are uplifting, dressing this up in a way that better suits your personality and better fits you. That's really shines forward. And that requires you to acknowledge the strengths of people in your life that you do look up to, that have something to offer that you don't quite have as good a handle on, right? You have to kind of admit that, listen, just because I'm the leader, right, in a soul way, on a soul level, I'm the leader, I'm the Leo, right? Doesn't mean that everyone else is beneath me in some way, right? We're not going with this Emperor reverse energy. It's more I acknowledge the strengths of others that have been in my life, that have shown up in my life for some reason. And if they come back to me, or I reach out and we, like, there's reconnecting energy that's happening here. I feel like cycling in some energies from your past to revitalize some feelings in you, I think is going to go well for you. And it's acknowledging, like, um, I benefit from this person's skills, insights, energies, um, knowledge, wisdom, love, compassion, laughter, joy, memories, whatever this is. Start drawing in these people back into your life and formulate yourself in a bigger picture than just the box. What's outside of the box? Because that's where you belong. All right, Leo, if this resonated, please like, share, subscribe, absolutely comment, let me know. This is a lovely reading. And, you know, I know it started off kind of rough, but it's a very inspiring message. And I really hope it does something for you. Absolutely, please let me know. But until then, thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of this wondrous cosmic brew. Take care.